To me, it's about this. See, this is the latest piece of evidence why I don't want to hear a damn thing about the GOAT conversation. Because you see, when you're the greatest who ever lived, when you're the greatest of all times, you don't have to do stuff like that to get attention. He's going to be 41. He's in his 23rd years, stat padding his way to ignorant folks out there thinking that's going to make him the GOAT over Jordan, not realizing that most of the stuff it took him to do in 20 plus years, Jordan did in 13. We're going to look at all of that stuff, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm telling you where the hell I stand.
Stephen A. Smith goes off on LeBron James over the second decision. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
First things first. To Hennessy, I have nothing negative to say. It's one of my favorite drinks is Hennessy and Coke. I don't drink much, but when I drink, it's usually Hennessy and Coke. And Hennessy VSOP, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, best in the business. Ain't no problem with that. LeBron James is another matter. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can go with this because my man Swagoo Marcus Spears on First Take this morning on ESPN was bloviating about how he's a capitalist. And Hennessy had to pay LeBron major dough, and that's why he would do something like this. And all right, that's fine. But you're associating alcohol with the decision, which is one of the most iconic moments in the history of sports, no matter how negative some people have felt about it. You're attaching alcohol to that? Well, that's one of the things.
Yeah, LeBron got a bag from Hennessy, so good for him. But to kind of put it with the decision, the first go around, all the backlash, the criticism that he faced, he felt bad about it, didn't apologize, but still to make a part two of that decision just to push the alcohol. It was a corny look by LeBron, but again, he got a lot of millions to do it. They're a sponsor of the NBA, so it makes sense. LeBron knew that he crossed the line, fooled a lot of people. People thought he was going to retire, but it was all about the money.
Here's my thing. The attention grabbing, tweeting about it, teasing about it, leading people to believe and dropping hints that you could have been announcing that this was your last season, which is why tickets for the Lakers season finale was on StubHub for over $700. And, that's what they're bringing up and stuff like that, and I got it. And I understand that. You understand? So, I mean, there's a level of insensitivity that comes with that. To me, it's about this. See, this is the latest piece of evidence why I don't want to hear a damn thing about the GOAT conversation. Because you see, when you're the greatest who ever lived, when you're the greatest of all times, you don't have to do stuff like that to get attention.
And again, LeBron is all about the attention. Jordan didn't have to do that. But again, in this day and age in social media, LeBron knows that the power that he has in media, this was one way for him to get a lot of money. And again, I'm not knocking him for it. But when you want the attention and people are talking about you, then you get critical about what they're saying. And you can't have it both ways. So if you're LeBron, you're going to get a lot of attention due to this second decision.
I mean, that's like the equivalent of Michael Jordan saying instead of "I'm back" when he came out of retirement, instead he says, "Check out my Hanes commercial." I saw somebody, a critic, tweet about that. Right? One other critic put it: "If you made a bad movie, typically you don't have a sequel." Stuff like that. But to me, it ain't even about that. It's about another nugget of attention. Shouldn't you be focused on the Lakers trying to win a championship? Because the only championship they've had since LeBron James arrived was in the bubble, right? So even though that's an accomplishment, and I'm not throwing shade, I'm not attaching an asterisk in a negative way to that championship because I consider that championship legitimate. The flip side to all of that is that Staples Center at the time, now the Crypto.com arena, never saw the Lakers in a championship round at that arena. Laker Nation didn't have an opportunity to be in the bubble. And ever since then, all the Lakers have been doing is losing come playoff time, assuming they make the playoffs.
Yeah, LeBron knows he's not winning another championship, so he's just worried about the media, making jokes, trolling, going on the Kai Cenat stream. He knows winning a championship is last on the list because it's slim to none. Luka, he's going to give the Lakers a good chance to win. They added some decent players, but the Lakers aren't winning a championship as long as he's on that team.
bounced out in the first round 2 of the last 3 years. The one year you went to the conference finals, you suggested that coach needed to be gone in Darvin Ham, which he ultimately was for JJ Redick, who I think is doing an outstanding job, and by the way, deserved the 2-year contract extension that he received. But in the end, what we're talking about is a dude that is one of the greatest players of all time, top 2 in my mind, a 4-time champion, a 4-time league MVP, who recently surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time leading scorer, that's making noise for everything but winning freaking basketball games when they count. That's how I view it.
Again, the Lakers aren't winning. LeBron isn't winning. He knows that his days are numbered in the NBA. Either he's going to retire at the end of this season or next season. Maybe he's waiting on Bryce, but either way, LeBron knows that he's not winning another championship. He'll get to the playoffs, be bounced out in the first round, and he'll never be better than Michael Jordan.
Now, I know people are going to look at me, all right, and they're going to sit up there, that's Stephen A, because of, him and LeBron, whatever. No, I'm covering basketball because I really don't have anything to say to him or about him, right? And I'm sure the feeling is mutual. But something like this happens. I cover sports for a living. And if you're in that particular situation and that's what you bring to the table, that's what the hell you bring to the table. Where's the chip? Where's the championship? Where's the championship legitimacy? Are the Lakers going to make it out of the first round? Are the Lakers going to compete for a championship? What's up with Oklahoma City? What's up with Houston now that they got KD? What's up with the Dallas Mavericks with Anthony Davis that LeBron supposedly knew nothing about in terms of Anthony Davis getting traded to the Dallas Mavericks in favor of Luka Doncic coming to the Los Angeles Lakers, a player that LeBron James was on a record saying that he wanted to play with, okay? What's up with all of that?
So it sounds like Stephen A. Smith knows that LeBron knew about the AD and Luka trade to Dallas, so he may be kind of spilling a little bit of tea there. But either way, the Lakers can't match up versus the Rockets, versus OKC, borderline Dallas if they get Kyrie Irving back. But that's what I'm saying. LeBron isn't worried about the Lakers or winning basketball games. He's worried about turning up, partying, getting money from Hennessy, and that's just what it is.
Wait, are we buying ourselves? Are we positioning ourselves for the chip? Because I want to be in LA. See, the thing about it is that you ain't going to see me rooting against LeBron and you ain't going to see me rooting against LA because that's where I want to be in June. I want to, when it comes to the Western Conference, I'd rather be in Southern California than anywhere else. I'm so desperate to be in Southern California for the finals, I don't give a damn if the Clippers win with Kawhi Leonard and his load management self. I mean, give me something in Southern California. I'm good. As much as I love Golden State and Steph Curry, right? And will always have love for Draymond Green. I don't like the Bay. I'm not feeling the Bay Area. I miss the Oracle. I'm going to be very, very clear about that. I love me some Joe Lacob, a businessman extraordinaire, fantastic, phenomenal owner in the NBA, okay? In the NBA, owning the Golden State Warriors, him with Peter Goober and those guys. I love Joe Lacob, but I'm not a Chase Center fan in San Francisco. I'm an Oracle fan. I miss the Oracle.
Yeah, the Warriors and Clippers, they have a better chance of making it to the finals than the Lakers, only because LeBron James is 1 foot in, 1 foot out of retirement. You got Luka, he's going to do his thing, but he's going to need another player on that team outside of LeBron James and Austin Reeves. So the Clippers, they may have a better chance than the Lakers as long as Kawhi Leonard is healthy. James Harden loses the weight. The other parts on that team, much more talented, much more cohesive, better coaching. With Ty Lue, I got my money on the Clippers making it to the finals than the Lakers.
That was the best home court advantage in the NBA. I missed that bad boy. So I say all of that to say I want to be in LA. I want to be in LA. And here we are. He's going to be 41. He's in his 23rd years. Stat padding his way to ignorant folks out there thinking that's going to make him the GOAT over Jordan, not realizing that most of the stuff it took him to do in 20 plus years, Jordan did in 13. We're going to look at all of that stuff, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm telling you where the hell I stand. I didn't mention anything about the announcement because I wasn't getting caught up in all of that sauce.
Yeah, finally, people exposing LeBron James for stat padding, and it's obvious. He knows that when it comes to physical health, he's much more durable than any player in NBA history to play at this level, averaging 25 per game at age 40 plus. So that's one thing that he has on Jordan. But again, Jordan did most of his damage in his first 13 years, and it took LeBron James, 22 plus years to break the scoring record. So LeBron James is stat padding, and Stephen A. Smith is going to push that narrative.
We played that game before. We know what time it is and things that he did to bring attention to himself, before. That's his business. I'm talking strictly basketball. Hennessy, I don't mind. Listen, Hennessy VSOP. Yo, y'all buy it. And some people say talking about LeBron right now is giving him attention. He deserves it. LeBron James is one of the greatest players to have ever lived. In my opinion, top 2 all time. I got him ahead of Kobe. I got him ahead of Tim Duncan. I got him ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, whose resume is better. But I'm just talking about as an NBA player. I got him ahead of those cats. I got him ahead of everybody but Michael Jordan. And if you want to sit up there and you want to promote something for Hennessy and have a commercial, that's cool. But to tease it, to hint towards a possible retirement, to get people to go on StubHub to pay over $700 for a season finale ticket, to do all of that, and to feed off of the iconic decision that was the quote-unquote decision to bring attention to yourself, yeah, you made some money. You're a billion. Now you got an extra couple of million or whatever it was because the brother going to make his money. And he deserves it.
But was it worth all the trolling? Because it was a corny move by LeBron. And again, he knew that the second decision was going to bring in a lot of viewership. In this day and age in social media, he's doing all these streams with the Kai Cenats and all the other people. He knew that putting it out this way was going to bring in all the views, which it did. So, he did his thing with that. But again, it just looked bad taste only because the ticket prices. Now you got a Lakers fan suing LeBron James because he paid all that money for those tickets. And then all of a sudden, once the second decision troll thing was out, he pretty much lost all his money. So are more people going to sue LeBron James over this fake retirement?
And oh, by the way, LeBron James is underpaid in the NBA. Underpaid. Let me be very clear about that. He is absolutely positively underpaid. Whatever money he can get, he deserves it. But distracting us with Hennessy, VSOP, which is a great drink, by the way. Drink it with some Coke on the rocks. I'm telling you, it's delicious. Okay? But to distract us with that, see, when people bring stuff like that up and then they're talking about the comparisons and bringing up Michael Jordan, these are the kind of things that we remember. The kind of stuff that you do to bring attention to yourself. Because if you're going to do that off the basketball court, what the hell are you willing to do on the basketball court to garner that attention and warrant those comparisons? But that's just me. That's just me.
LeBron is willing to do whatever it takes to get all the attention. But again, when he gets the attention, he feels a certain way on what's being said. So he did what he did, the little Hennessy thing. He got the clicks and views that he wanted. But again, was it all worth it? It was a bad move, in my opinion, only because you got a lot of gullible fans out there that were ready to crash out over LeBron James retiring. This proves that LeBron James will never be better than Michael Jordan. Jordan would have never did anything like this. He would announce his retirement and kept it moving, but LeBron James wants all the attention.
I want the Lakers to get past Oklahoma City and Dallas and Houston and Minnesota, who bounced them out in 5 games with Ant-Man leading the way, or the Denver Nuggets for that matter. I want the Lakers to be seen as something other than a top 5 or 6 or 7 seed. I want a chip in L.A.
It ain't happening.
Or at least a finals appearance at Crypto.com Arena. Jeannie Buss deserves that. Rob Pelinka actually deserves that. Luka Doncic, that brother lost some weight. And by the way, him and Michael Jordan are the 2 all-time leading scorers in postseason history. That ain't LeBron. That's Luka and MJ. What's up? That's what I want to see.
Stephen A., the Lakers aren't winning that championship. Luka lost all that weight for nothing. He has a better chance of seeing if he can work out a trade to get rid of LeBron James and get some players in there that really want to win, that want to take winning a championship serious more than a LeBron James that's ready for retirement, ready to turn up on the ante and keep it moving. So again, shout out to Luka for taking his health seriously, but it's going to be a downside with LeBron James not being focused on winning championships. The Lakers will be lucky to be the 5th seed in the Western Conference.
And I don't want to hear no damn things about some numbers you accumulate in year 22 or 23 when Jordan did it in 13.
Stat pattern.
I know it was 15 years, but we ain't counting those last 2 in the nation's capital. I'm talking about the 13 years in Chicago. I'm talking about a 10-time scoring champion. I'm talking about a 9-time All-NBA first-team defensive team. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not going for all this anymore. I don't want to hear anything or see anything about LeBron that doesn't have to do with him legitimately competing for an NBA championship. That's what I want to see. Unless you're going to admit you just in LA for Hollywood. And his stats don't show that. His effort doesn't show that. He's always in phenomenal conditioning. So we know he takes care of himself. He doesn't cheat the game. Nothing like that. But I mean, damn. Attention, attention, attention. What you starving for attention for? When Hennessy, because they paid you to do it? Yo, we won a finals in LA. When we talk about LeBron James, that's what we should be talking about. A finals appearance in La La. That's what we should be talking about. That should be the judgment.
Well, good luck with that, because the Lakers aren't winning a championship. LeBron James doesn't care. He wants his money. He wants his attention. He got it, but he'll never win another championship in LA, the bubble championship. You can add an asterisk by it. It doesn't count. It was in the bubble. No fans, no pressure for LeBron. So he didn't really have a reason to choke in the playoffs. So it is what it is, man. The fake decision was a bad look. It was corny. And again, LeBron James will never be better than Michael Jordan.